Okay, so this is going to be shambolic and completely unedited, okay, because there's been a lot of requests from my community to start appearing more on camera and actually interacting more with the community. Initially I was quite resistant to it, but I'm used to doing live streams with my gameplay, etc. But I've decided to jump into this and give it a shot. So this could be the first of many videos. I really hope so. So let's see how it goes. For those of you who don't know, I'm AmeerMortal, and I'm a grateful gamer. The whole philosophy, ethos of my channel is to be grateful for what we get, be happy about how lucky we are to have this pastime, like to have this hobby, to have this passion, to have this love for games. So shout out to my community and to all the game developers out there, the guys that really work their magic, and also just to all other fellow humans out there as well. So let's get started. We're going to jump in with the usual structure, which is a random thing and then a piece of gaming news to talk about. So the random thing to start off, I think I can't ignore the PS5 in the room. Of course, I'm so grateful to have the PS5. I did a whole process where I pre-ordered 6 months in advance before launch. Launch was in November, so I got my hands on my PS5 on launch day. But the process of getting it for launch day was complicated, just like most other people who managed to get it. And it really sucks that there's so many people out there that still don't have it or haven't got their hands on it yet. So please don't take any of this as a brag or anything like that. I'm trying not to brag about this. It's just simply the opposite. I'm trying to say I am really grateful for even having this. It's amazing so far. I've had it since launch, like I said. Everything's gone really smoothly. And another piece of advice I took from mainly from IGN and Kind of Funny, these kind of outlets, these amazing sources for game news, the pros, these guys, a lot of the IGN employees, they specifically recommended the LG C10 TV, which is it's known as the C10 or the CX. I got my hands on that. I got one 2 months before launch, and then I got the PS5, and the combination of having the 60 plus hertz monitor, you could call it, or TV set up. Mine's a 55 inch. Having that with the PS5, the jump from the previous generation to this generation is clearly visible. There are a lot of people saying, I'm not sure if I know, if I see the difference or I'm seeing anything. I'm sorry, but I have to disagree. The difference is enormous for me. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I have dropped off a bit because I'm getting to endgame and it's kind of, getting slightly repetitive. So I've dropped off a bit. But when I initially played that game, the first, I'd say 20 hours of it, it was just jaw-dropping, the difference when something is running that smoothly and running at 60 plus hertz, 4K. I'm not quite sure if it's native 4K, but it was certainly close. So anyway, it was an incredible jump, and you could see the difference. I loved, for example, things like Spider-Man in the previous generation, but even comparing those two directly, there was a jump. You could see it's all about frame rate. You'll hear that from everyone, but it's true. The frame rate difference is incredible. Resolution, okay, that's helpful, but frame rate is where your focus should be. So try and get yourself it doesn't have to be something like the LG 10. It could be another monitor that can handle 60 plus hertz. And then combining it with the next gen consoles is amazing. Anyway, that's a small review. I also want to say a small aside about this. These are the I've got two dual senses, because I play 2-player couch co-op sometimes as well. As you can see, on my DualSense, you'll see it here, there's a cover, yeah? I got from this company. They're not sponsoring this video, by the way, but I just thought I'd mention it. Shout out to them. They are FR Tech, they're called, and they do these silicone covers for the DualSenses, and they're really good. They look cool, and it's not the look that's important though, it's the grip. It's like the feel of it is really cool. It adds extra grip, and it just it's easier to clean, etc, etc. So I definitely would recommend getting something like this. Not necessarily this one, but I've got it on both controllers because it's been really cool. So that's that. So let's jump to the next part of the video where I'm going to talk about some gaming news. Sorry if there's any sort of breaks or anything in what I'm doing, but I'm trying hard not to edit any of this. I'm shooting raw, and I'm just going to upload it as it is because of time constraints, etc. But let's hope it goes okay. So the news I wanted to kind of focus in on sounds bad, sounds like bad news, but I want to look at the positives a little bit if I can find any. So there was news published by IGN about the confirmation of Sony shutting down PlayStation stores for the legacy consoles. So we're losing the PS3, the PS Vita, and the PSP stores. It is a really bad piece of news. Let's not beat about the bush. It's true. It sucks that this is happening. But trying to see the positive is like, I think, and again, this is going to be really contrarian because obviously in general this is bad news, and this is really bad news for developers as well. Like, I respect the fact that like this has cut off so many small development studios at the legs, and it's causing so many problems. Games that were going to be released on the Vita, or they had those plans, etc. They've had to shift their model. There's been numerous stories coming out about dev studios having to like change their approach because they didn't see this news coming. So that's really sad. Positive spin, the only positive I can find here is that it's kind of almost like a quality control move, I think, on the part of Sony, where they're trying to, and again, I'm not justifying that because it's very controversial when you're talking about price and quality and people raising the bar in some way. A lot of the time it's the lower end that loses out in terms of price, and in terms of smaller studios lose out in these kinds of scenarios, and the big guy wins, and the AAA studios, etc. win. But I think that that's the approach. I think that the only kind of rationale I can apply to it is that they've got this huge level of quality control. When it comes to Sony, you can see, I mean, the products are amazing, and PS5, I'm absolutely in love with it, and for so many reasons I don't even have time to explain right now. But yeah, this level of quality, the quality bar that they've set, I think that applies to their approach to this, because I think they're trying to say, okay, we're in the next gen, we're in PS5 now, and we respect that like the majority of people are still in the PS4 generation, and they're focusing their energies on PS4 and PS5, and they kind of want to move on. And I get that part of it. I do get that part of it. Although I, respect the preservationists. I respect the history that they're going to lose out on, and I really do understand the argument that they're going to lose out on so many dedicated game historians, and not just that, just people who love a certain game system. Imagine if I project myself into the future and say, okay, when I get my PS7 and they start saying the PS5 has to be pushed aside, or we're going to close the store for the PS5. I mean, I would like to think that I would be devastated, but who knows, by that point maybe I've moved on. So I really can't assess, but anyway, it's a kind of sad piece of news. I tried to put a positive spin on it, but it's not really possible because it just has this kind of negative conclusion, really, that like it would be better if they could sustain it. I suppose it wasn't sustainable, but I can't speak to that because I don't know. Maybe they have numbers that we don't see that explain why they're shuttering it, but it's a shame. So anyway, that's just a quick video for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope that you join me more on my channel for these kinds of direct videos, the videos I'm gonna actually chat to you guys through the video, and hopefully I'll do some live streams as well. In my next video, I want to talk about my game collection that I've got. I've got a whole bunch of games from the PS4 generation. I have a PS Vita as well, but obviously the game library is going to be closed off, but I have that. I've got the Switch, etc. So I'm not just PlayStation focused. I do have an Xbox One, Switch, and PlayStation 5, but you know, and a PS4 Pro, but I don't really use that anymore. So I'm not just kind of a Sony pony, as some people like to refer to them. I'm kind of platform agnostic. I just like to play a bit of everything and keep myself, spread my bets. But I have to say that right now my main focus is on the PS5, and you'll see that on my channel. All my content, the majority of my content, if not all of it, is PlayStation focused in terms of gameplay, because I just have it all connected so easily through my channel, and I just upload my streams. Everything's so seamless. I don't have to think about it, and I haven't done the same. I haven't gone through the rigmarole of trying to hook up some system, a rig for the Switch streaming or something. I don't do any streaming through my Xbox either, actually, to be honest with you, but that's because I don't play it as much as my PlayStation. Anyway, so in conclusion, I am AmeerMortal. I'm a grateful gamer. I am so grateful for everything I get. I'm so thankful, and I know that I'm lucky that I have this amazing hobby, this amazing passion, and I'm so thankful to you guys, that mainly to you out there, because you've been so supportive over the years. I've had so many of you. Phase Noodles is one I want to shout out, and Pison625 as well. You guys are always sending me DMs on Twitter, and keeping me motivated, and I don't know, I love the fact that you're there for me when I need you, in terms of my hobby, that we can have something to connect with, that we have this reason why we're chatting, why we're talking. We talk about life and other things, and I think that's really cool. I think it's a nice thing that brought us together. I'm kind of bumbling my words a bit, but the sentiment is there. The sentiment is there. So anyway, AmeerMortal, you can help me out on Patreon if you can. Again, every single thing I'm ever asking for from you guys, it comes with a caveat of only if you can. I'm never going to guilt trip you, never going to make you feel like you have to. There are plenty of people out there that I love online, who I don't have the resources to necessarily support them either, so I completely understand when you can't support me, you can't send me anything financially or whatever. That is 100%. There's no distinction in my mind between someone who can support me financially and someone who can't. That's just situation and circumstance and life, okay? So I'm the first person to understand if you can. But if you can, go to patreon.com /AmeerMortal. That's AmeerMortal. And then on Twitter, I'm at AmeerMortalMan. That's AmeerMortalMan. And you can also PayPal me at paypal.me /AmeerHogg. And please like, sub, share the love. And thanks so much for joining me on my video, guys. It was an absolute pleasure to be here, and like I said, I'm so grateful that I can even do this. So talk to you guys in the future, and love you all. Bye.